How you doing, folks? It's Nelson George with another Follow the Sound. I am in the shadow of the Empire State Building on West 33rd Street, just off Broadway and Fifth Avenue. Somewhere behind me, either in that erotics empire or one of those spaces, because the exact address is kind of missing. The exact address of Leviticus Disco was, it said 45 West 33rd Street. I see 43 and I don't see 45 over there. But somewhere in that stretch was a place called Leviticus. Leviticus was the #1 upscale black disco of the 70s in New York City. It was started by a group of brothers, black men, called themselves Best of Friends. They started doing shows, they did parties around the city, late 60s, early 70s, before they opened Leviticus in 74. It was, the definition of dress to impress. There was a doorman outside. If you didn't have good shoes, you didn't have good clothes, if you were looking scruffy, you did not get into Leviticus. It was that kind of party. The place was a Harvey's Bristol Cream and Cavassier type of Hennessy type crowd. The women were very well dressed. It was definitely a place where you went as a young man. You wanted to look good, and you wanted to have a little game, quite honestly. Or you had to learn some if you want to hang out at Leviticus. It was a place where the hustle was king, so being able to dance was very important. And it was a very elite spot. I didn't really start going in there until I really got into business, because I had a hard time getting past the doorman, quite honestly. In 1979, supposedly, Nile Rodgers was at Leviticus, and that's where he first heard Rapper's Delight. And he realized that they were taking the melody and the beat from Good Times, and ended up suing Sugar Hill Records, but he heard the record first here at Leviticus. 1981, I got my first job in the music business, 9-to-5 job, Record World Magazine, and I had a party here at Leviticus, which was sort of a coming out party for me as a young person. My mother came, so it was a big deal being here at Leviticus. It was that kind of spot. I remember I saw many acts here, but the one that really sticks in my mind, I saw the Whispers before they really had a big hit in the West Coast, on the East Coast, their West Coast act. But the two brothers' harmonies were great. The dancing of the three tall background singers, even before they had any real big hits, I knew they were a hit act. That's the kind of thing you found at Leviticus. It was definitely a tastemaker place, definitely a black adult joint of the highest order. The brothers who owned this Best of Friends also had clubs, or the club called Justin was also in Midtown. They had clubs in Queens, they had clubs in Brooklyn. They had a nice run as some of the best club promoters in New York City. So not looking like an elite spot right now, but Leviticus was the place to be in the 70s in New York. This is Nelson George with another Follow the Sound. Please subscribe when you have a chance. More stories to come.